Yeah, check it. Hey, Mr. Sickle Cell, I can see that pain is hell. The way your cells turn to sickles like a witch cast a spell. Hey, Mr. Sickle Cell, I'm hoping that all is well. It's a superpower how your hands really start to swell. You could just punch away your demons, send them screaming into hell. You in pain and the people around you really can't compel. Hey, Mr. Sickle Cell, what? Check it. Hey, Mr. Sickle Cell, yeah, check it. Whoa, wake up in the morning in pain. Clinic never really open.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Patience and Progress Show, where in life it's important to have patience, but also make progress. Today's topic, we're going to talk about how to get started in real estate with $500 or less. How to get started in real estate with $500 or less. When I started as a public school teacher, did not know that you could make your entire year's salary in just one real estate transaction. I did not know that until I actually did it. So in doing some basic research, a lot of people want to know, how do you get started in real estate? There was recently a survey done in Miami-Dade County, and 98% of public school teachers have a second job because it just doesn't pay enough money. So what can you do as a second job? What can you do as a second form of income? If you're interested in real estate, I'm Jake Butler, former school teacher, turned full-time real estate investor, made my full year's salary in just one real estate transaction. Now I'm teaching others how to do it. And welcome to the Patience and Progress Show. So, how do you get started in real estate with very little to no money? Everybody talks about this, but very few people that teach it have actually done it. So, no matter who you follow, just check their background, make sure that they've actually done what they're teaching. So, in my real estate classes, residential or commercial, I've done it. I have checks on the wall to prove it in my office. So just make sure you're following somebody credible, trustworthy, and that who you can take advice from. So if you have $500 to $1,000, you can start with what's called real estate wholesaling. Simply getting a property under contract and simply selling that contract, selling your position in the contract to another investor. Quite easy. So let's say you have a pair of shoes, you can't fit them anymore. Your shoe size went from a size 10 to a size 12. So your 10-year-old, your size 10 Nikes, you don't want to throw them in the trash. They're almost brand new. You hardly wore them. You give them to a friend of yours. So they're stepping into your shoes, but they give you some money to do it, right? So that's basically all wholesaling is. So somebody stepping into your shoes where you were in that transaction. So if you get the property under contract for $100,000, but it's worth about $250 once all the renovations are done, there's an investor that would pay you to take over your contract for your $100,000 purchase price. They have to put some money into it, but as long as that profit is at least $50,000, sometimes more, they'll pay you for that particular contract. So that's wholesaling. That's real estate wholesaling. Some people call it buying and flipping or real estate flipping. Really, wholesaling and flipping, you want to get a defined definition, because if you buy a house, fix it up, and resell it, sometimes people call that a flip. Or if you wholesale your property or you wholesale a contract, some people say they flip the property. So you want to get a more of a definitive definition. If you meet somebody and they say, yeah, I flip properties. So flipping can be wholesaling, or flipping could be buying, fixing up, and reselling. So whatever you do, you want to have patience in doing it, but you want to make progress. Progress is very, very, very important. Biblical principle: without works, your dreams don't come true. So you want to make sure you do that. The second way to make money is through, if you don't want to own property, you don't want to get into that, sector, but you really like real estate, you can look into what's called tax certificates, tax deed certificates, or tax certificates. That's when people own their property. Majority of properties in the United States have what's called property taxes, right? You have to pay your property taxes. Unfortunately, sometimes there are homeowners, commercial and residential, who can't pay their property taxes when they're due.
Special thanks to Butler Capital. If you're not beating the bank's interest rate, check out butlercapital.info. Also, Rich Kid Camp Online, if you want your kids to learn about financial literacy and investing. Rich Kid Camp Online is a tremendous program to get them started in financial literacy. And last but not least, Money University. If you're a student that wants to learn about how to start investing in real estate and you don't know where to start, check out moneyuniversityonline.com.
So what happens is the county needs that money from property taxes in order to a lot of times fund the fire department, fund the police department, fund the public library. So they need that money from individuals' property taxes. But let's say the taxes are due November 15th and most people don't have it on November 15th, that county budget is going to have a deficit. So what happens is they hold an auction, which is the tax certificate auction or tax deed auction, where they have investors that come in and pay the property taxes that individuals owners own on their property or that individual owners have on their property. Now, in Florida, you can do that. They start the bidding at 18% and it goes all the way down to 0.25%, reverse bidding option. So what happens is if you ever brought something on eBay and you went there, you see someone bid $50, next time someone bid $52, and it keeps going up, the tax certificate auction works a little bit different where let's say someone owes $3,000. Well, that amount of money that they owe is not going to change. But what's going to change is the amount of interest that they pay. So $3,000 will be the bid amount, but what you're bidding on is the interest rate that you are willing to accept. So they'll start the interest rate at 18%, then it goes all the way down to 0.25%. The investor that is willing to accept the lowest interest rate will be the winner of that particular auction or that particular tax certificate for that year. This happens every year. So you could take $500 just to get your feet wet. You could look up for a tax certificate auction in your county, see when the date is, and then you could prepare and do all the due diligence that you would have to do to determine which tax certificate you're going to buy. I have a whole free webinar on it. You can simply go to moneyuniversity.online.com and check out the free webinar. Oh, actually, the website for the free webinar is realestatejb.com. Real estate, then my initials, J for Jake, B for Butler. Check out the free webinar on tax deeds and tax certificates, and you can learn more about it because I don't have time to cover it in this particular episode. Last but not least, if you're scared of owning property, you can look into real estate REITs. Did you know you can buy stock that pays you dividends every month or every quarter from just owning the stock? Real estate REITs. It stands for Real Estate Investment Trust. Okay? And if you want to learn how to read a stock chart so you know which one to buy, check out moneyuniversityonline.com. Now, real estate REITs are really cool because you can actually get into real estate and be a part owner in real estate stocks without actually owning a property. Now, stocks go up, stocks go down. If you want to move towards wealth, then you need to really own a property. Preferably, you'll eventually need to get into commercial if you want to do one deal one time, similar like I did. And then one commercial real estate deal can actually get you passive income where you can replace your job with just one commercial real estate deal. But that's a different topic. So 3 ways to get into real estate with $500 or less. You can wholesale, you can buy tax certificates, or you can buy REITs, Real Estate Investment Trust, which is actually a stock that owns real estate that pays you dividends every single month or every quarter or annually. You have to check and see what are the payments type of that REIT. All right. I'm Jake Butler. Tune in next week where we'll be talking about real estate, business, entrepreneurship, and life. Have patience, but make progress. Talk to you soon.
Yeah, check it. Hey, Mr. Sickle Cell, I can see that pain is hell. The way your cells turn to sickles like a witch cast a spell. Hey, Mr. Sickle Cell, I'm hoping that all is well. It's a superpower how your hands really start to swell. You could just punch away your demons, send them screaming into hell. You in pain and the people around you really can't compel. Hey, Mr. Sickle Cell, what? Check it. Hey, Mr. Sickle Cell, yeah, check it. Whoa. Wake up in the morning in pain. Clinic never really open and